Right, welcome back guys. So today I've actually got a real treat for you. I'm going to tell you how in 10 easy steps you can be a successful moto vlogger. It's actually quite easy, there's no secret to it. Just follow this little guide that I put together. Bob's your uncle, you'll be away hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of views, and you'll be rolling in it. Okay, so number one, and it'll be a quick fire list because we all know those get a lot of views. You have to have a buzzing intro to your videos showing you hammering it on a motorcycle, probably a high-powered bike. Maybe if you've just passed your test, then the Suzuki Hayabusa would be ideal. You need to be dragging a knee if you're on the track, perhaps not on the road because you've got to show your sensible side, got to show you're responsible, but if you're on the track, it needs to be on a 750 or above, knee down, elbow down actually, if you've got the protective gear to do it, elbow down. And then that will show everyone you've got bucket loads of talent and then they should listen to what you say. So punchy intro, mainly with you showing off. Okay, so just after you've done your intro, you need to address your fans. It needs to be you need to be in it together. It's we, not I, remember, in YouTube. So you need to call your fans a name. So they could be the mindful ones, they could be the Shawnites, they could be anything that you think of that makes them feel like they're part of the crew, they're part of the team. You need to have some kind of merchandise. So if you don't have your own merchandise, if you're not lucky enough to have your own merch, then you need to showcase someone else's. So in this case, I'm operating in a truly multi-brand fashion. I'll actually just go ahead and have a sip of tea, because obviously subtle advertising, like this Royal Enfield mug, is actually just as good as overtly mentioning a brand. Tea does taste quite nice out of a Royal Enfield mug, to be honest. Right, now the next one, you've got to be controversial but without pissing off any of the brands. So this is actually quite a hard one to achieve. So you'll hear all of the channels want to be authentic and give you the truth and tell it like it is, and make sure they mention the downsides to motorcycles, if there are any. Sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. Most of the time, they'll just allude to the fact that the bike has less horsepower than its rivals, when the manufacturers already know that, and the fact of the matter is that it's a downside that isn't really a downside, because anyone buying that bike is going to buy it regardless of the low power. For example, not many channels will actually say out and out a bike is crap. Those are the ones that do. Actually, jokes aside, out of this video, I actually do commend them, because that's quite a skill. If you piss off the manufacturers too much, the brands won't work with you, and so then you're out of a job. So most of the successful channels will just list off the spec and tell you how great a bike is. When you buy it, then you'll find out whether it is good or not. Unfortunately, that's part and parcel of being a motor vlogger. You have to walk the fine line without upsetting too many people. Right, next, if you're even thinking about starting this, you need to go out and invest a bucket load of cash in fancy camera equipment. So you've got to buy a 4K at least enabled video or camcorder. Hybrid camera is ideal. You've got to be able to take amazing stills for your epic thumbnails to get people to click on your video. Remember, you've got a click-through rate to live up to. And so, if I just zoom in and out, ooh, look at the beautiful eye-tracking autofocus and my lovely subject separation between me and the background. So if you want to do a professional looking video, then you've got to go ahead and spend probably 1 or 2 months income on fancy camera equipment. Definitely do that. Even if you're not going to start the channel, just go ahead and do it anyway. Right, when you've got the camera equipment, make sure you go ahead and do loads of sexy B-roll of everything. So it could be a motorcycle tire spinning up gravel. It could be a close macro photo of a brake caliper. And then when you talk about those individual parts, because remember you're going to read off the spec sheet, then you can go ahead and focus in on those individual parts, and that gives it a super professional look. Right, let's also mention something. Oh, I'll mention it myself. Like, comment, subscribe. So I actually got it in the right order that time. In the previous take of this video, I totally messed it up. That's another thing. You don't just do one video, you do 2 or 3 takes, and then when you get it really good, then you cut the bits out that you don't like. So what you need to do is hammer your fans to make sure they like, comment, and subscribe, and then that way your channel grows, and then you get more wealth, more fame, more success and status in the online community. So like, comment, subscribe, please. Okay, now the other thing to do, this is actually quite easy to achieve. You regurgitate facts from all manner of sources. So if some news comes out from the manufacturer, you just repackage it in the way that you want to do it, hopefully in a quick fire punchy way, in a video that's under 10 minutes. Have a top 5 list, the best things about this bike, the best motorcycles at this show, the fastest motorbikes in Germany, for example, are these bikes. So that's what you do. Regurgitate facts from other sources so people can click on your video. Right, if you're lucky enough to be young and good looking, obviously you flaunt that in the video. If you're slim, then parade around in a one-piece leather suit, preferably Alpinestars, because that's probably one of the fancier, most expensive brands to wear. It'll take 3.5 cows, but it'll be worth it because you're going to look cool. Right. The final thing I'm going to say today is make sure you have all of the social media in the world. So don't worry about your mental health that will be damaged by maintaining all these accounts. Just have Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, what's the old-fashioned one? Facebook. Yeah, have them all. Now have them all linking to each other on a program called Linktree, so people can go on your website, because you need one of those as well. And then all of these links and clicks and everything will all come together and you'll be successful. At least that's the theory. Alright guys, well, before I go, actually there's one I've missed out here, and that is to have a sponsorship deal. So make sure you collaborate with a brand and then you can advertise for them at the start of your video, which will make everybody think that you're a valuable member of the community because you've got sponsorship. So that's the thing I'll end on, and I will just add that if you do want a SysApp device to make sure your motorcycle stays safe, then use the code MINDFULM to get 15% off your purchase. And bear in mind that most of the channels are on a 10% discount, whereas I actually have 15. I don't know why they gave that to me. Maybe they were feeling generous on that day, but I've actually got this color coded in my jacket as well. So my brand is on point as well, isn't it? Look at that. Yeah, but if you do want to buy a SysApp to make sure your motorcycle stays safe, you can track it, you can check if it's been moved, you can check the battery status all through your phone. Use the code MINDFULM, all caps. I can't even say that without laughing. All caps to get a SysApp device for your motorcycle safety and security. Alright guys, well, let's just have another sip of tea from my Royal Enfield branded mug. And, oh yeah, have a good sign out. And I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you in the next one. And I'll catch you in the next one.